Hmm. Hello, everyone. ARG back with some more Out of the Park Baseball 22 with the Expos in 1995. Now, today we have a very important series yet again. So, we're going to be playing a 3-game series in Atlanta against the Braves. Braves are still first in the division. We are now 5 games and a half back on them, so getting a few wins on them would really help us getting closer, obviously. Last time we played the Braves, we actually swept them against all odds, but then we got swept by the Giants, and we kind of lost all of the ground we had made. The Mets have passed us as well, so we're sitting third as it stands right now in the standings. We still only have Kirby Puckett that's hurt. I will have to say this: we must have a really good trainer because we haven't had like a whole lot of injuries at the same time. We lost Rosado for about a month, and then Kirby Puckett for 2 months, but like the injuries haven't piled up, so we've been able to remain fairly healthy. Now let's take a look at the Braves and see what they have going on there. Alright, so Randy Reddy is still hurt. I believe he was hurt last time as well, so he's not going to be playing. Gene Knapp is also hurt, and he's not going to play. And then Chipper Jones has knee tendonitis, and he could play, but he's been put on the injured reserve, so we are not going to be facing Chipper during this 3-game series. So that gives us maybe a little bit of a little boost, maybe. Although, is it really a boost when Chipper Jones is replaced in the lineup by Ken Community? So, pick your poison, I guess. Alright, so for the matchup today, the Braves are going to go with Jason Schmidt. So yeah, he's not done developing. He's only 22 years old, so he's a 2.5 star. He has pretty good stuff, though, but he struggles with control a little bit as it stands right now. So maybe we can get a bunch of walks or something. We're going to be sending the lefty, Jose Rosado, on the mound. Rosado's been kind of up and down, and of course he had that injury this season. So let's see if we can win this. Alright, let's make a little change here. There we go. I'm gonna put Curtis Pride in right field, John Kruk at first. John Kruk gets a rare first base start. Now let's see here. I'm probably gonna put Johnson. I'm gonna try to capitalize on Johnson's hot streak, even if it's righty on righty. Alright, let's go like this. I have a good feeling. Alright, the Braves are going to go with Roger Cedeno batting first, playing center field. David Justice is batting second. He's in right field. Ryan Klesko, the first baseman, is batting third. Javier Lopez, the catcher, is going to be batting fourth. Vinny Castilla, playing shortstop, is going to be batting fifth. Dion Sanders in left field, batting sixth. Ken Community, the third baseman, is going to be batting seventh. And Rico Rossi, the second baseman, is going to be batting eighth. And of course, Jason Schmidt is batting ninth. Alright, so go Expos and play ball. Oh, please excuse my throat. By now you should know the drill. Hot and cold outside, ARG's throat. So, it is what it is. Alright, Dino the Shields leading off here against Jason Schmidt and Jason Schmidt, and this game is underway. Full count to the Shields. Oh, that's gonna be a base hit to start. Alright, so an infield base hit for the Shields to start the game. Alright, so now we have a runner on first and nobody out for Polonia. No count to him. The Shields goes, it's a pitch out, and he's thrown out. There's one out. 1-0 to Polonia. He tried to bunt, but he misses. 1-2. That's it. Weakly to right. Justice is there. Catches it for out number 2. Now John Kruk is the batter. 2-0. And that's a base hit to right. Alright, the inning is still alive. John Kruk getting on board here with 2 outs, with Charles Johnson the next batter, 0-2. And he struck out swinging. So my strategy to use my hot bat so far has not been paying off. Bottom of the first, Roger Cedeno leading off against Rosado, 2-2. And that's it really well. And it's all the way on the fence to center right, and it looks like it's going to be a leadoff triple. A leadoff triple for Roger Cedeno. Not a great start for us. Alright, it's going to be hard to not make that run come and score now. So David Justice now, 2-2. Grounds it to second, and he's thrown out at first. The runner scores. It is 1-0 Atlanta at this point. Ryan Klesko now with 1 out, 1-1. Klesko always hits bombs against us. Well, this time it's a weak single to center. Alright, so runner on first, 1 out for Avi Lopez. Full count, and he walks. Alright, so Rosado with first inning problems here. Vini Castilla is next, 2-2. Grounds it to short. He's thrown out at first for out number 2. Both runners advance on the play, so there's 2 runners in scoring position. 2 outs for Dion Sanders, 0-1. And that's a base hit to right. It's gonna score at least 1 run. And it scores 2. It is 3-0 for the Braves. Terrible start for Rosado and the Expos. Alright, so runner on first, 2 outs for Ken Community, 1-1. That's it to left. Polonia's there, that's out number 3, but the Braves strike with 3 runs in the opening frame. We're going to the top of the second. We're down 3-0. Ruben Rivera facing off against Jason Schmidt, 2-2. Struck out swinging. Jeff King is next, 2-1. That's it to center. What a diving catch by Roger Cedeno. That's out number 2. Curtis Pride now with 2 outs, no count. Grounds it to short. The throw is good, and that's out number 3. The Expos go down in order in the top of the second. It is still 3-0 for the Braves. Rico Rossi leading off, 2-2. It weakly to left. Polonia's there, catches it for out number 1. Jason Schmidt is next, 1-1. That's it weakly to left. Polonia towards it, catches it for out number 2. Alright, Roger Cedeno with 2 outs now, no count to him. That's it weakly to center. Rivera gets underneath it, and he catches it for out number 3. The Braves also go down in order in inning number 2. After 2, it is a 3-0 lead here for Atlanta at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Walt Weiss leading off the top of the third for us, 2-2 to him. Grounds it to third, and he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Jose Rosado is next. 2-2. Struck out swinging. Where's that bad control that we saw before the game starts? The line with the shields now. No count. It's it weakly to center. Well, not that weakly, but pretty much right at Cedeno anyway. And that's cut for out number 3. We go down in order again. Bottom of the third, down 3 with David Justice leading off for the Braves. 0-2 to him. Hits it to left. Polonia's there. Polonia's been busy so far, and he catches it for out number 1. Ryan Klesko is next. 2-2 to him. Grounds it to second. He's thrown out at first for out number 2. Now Avi Lopez is the next batter with 2 outs, full count, and he walks. I believe that's his second walk this game. I believe he's the one who walked in inning number 1. Vinny Castilla, runner on first, 2 outs, 1-1. That's it to center. Rivera goes after it, and he's there, and that's out number 3. All right. The walk does not come back to bite us. Top of the 4th, we need to get something going here. We're getting into the meat of the lineup. So Luis Polonia leading off the 4th for us. 2-0. Grounds it to third. He's thrown out at first for out number 1. John Kruk is next. 1-2. And he strikes out swinging. Charles Johnson with 2 outs, no count. It's it to center. Cedeno goes after it, and he catches it for out number 3. Yet again, a 1-2-3 inning, and we get nothing going. Bottom of the 4th, Dion Sanders is now the batter, no count. That's it to right. Curtis Pride is there, and he catches it for out number 1. Ken Caminiti is next. 3-0. And that's a base hit to center. Alright, so a single for Caminiti with 1 out. Braves have a base runner. And Rico Rossi is the next batter. 1-1. And that's it to right all the way in the corner. That's going to be extra bases. So Caminiti stays at third base on the play. There's 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out. Jason Schmidt is the batter, 0-1. It's it pretty deep to left. That should be deep enough. Polonia catches it. The throw home is late. It is a 4-0 game for the Braves now. And slowly we see that game slowly getting out of hand. Roger Cedeno is next. 2 outs, runner in scoring position. 2-1. Grounds it to short. And he's thrown out at first for out number 3. Top of the 5th incoming with the Expos down 4 here in Atlanta. Ruben Rivera leading off the inning. 2-2. Struck out swinging. Jeff King is next. Full count. And he pops it. And it's cut by Castilla. And that's out number 2. Curtis Pride is next. 1-0. And he hits it weakly to left. And that's cut there by Dion Sanders. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Expos. That's 4 in a row. And now David Justice is the next batter. 3-1. And he hits it weakly, and that's cut by King. That's out number 1. Ryan Klesko is next. Full count. Oof. And here's the bomb that here's his gamely bomb that he gets against us. That's a solo blast. It is 5-0 for the Braves. Avi Lopez is the next batter. No count. That's it to left. It's going to fall in front of Rosado for a base hit. So one out base hit for the Braves here. Vinny Castilla is next. Oh, God. Yeah, I think I've seen enough. Alright, so I'm gonna do a double switch here. I know it's early in the game. I haven't seen anything from Curtis Pride that makes me want to keep him in the game. I'm gonna bring the bat of Canterbeck, which I'm probably gonna need a little bit more. So I'm gonna put Canterbeck at first base, obviously, and we're putting Kruk back in right field. Oh, and I need a pitcher, don't I? We're gonna bring Walt Terrell and have him pitch a few innings, hopefully. Alright, Castilla is now the batter, runner on first, one out. We have Walt Terrell on the mound as part of a double switch, early double switch, 1-0. That's it to right, and pretty much right at John Kruk. And that's cut for out number 1. Alright, sorry about that. I have OCD for certain things, and when my monitors are not perfectly in place the way that I want them, it annoys me. Okay. So 2 outs now, runner on first for Dion Sanders. No count to him, grounds it to first, Urbeck takes it, that's the end of the inning, there you go. Alright, top of the 6, we have not had a base runner since inning number 1. It would be nice to change that here. Jason Schmidt, of course, still on the mound for the Braves, he's been fantastic so far. Walt Weiss leading off, full count to him, and he walks. Right, so we have a base runner. Now Kent Urbeck is the batter. 3-1 to him. Oh, there's the bad control that we haven't seen all game. 2 walks back to back. So now we have 2 runners on, nobody out for Delino to Shields. Come on, Delino. 1-1. Oh, and he bunts. Alright, so sacrifice it. We now have 2 runners in scoring position. Luis Polonia is next. 2-1 to him. Grounds it to third. He's thrown out at first. The runner scores, however, so it is now a 5-1 game. However, there's 2 outs. We have a runner in scoring position. We have John Kruk at the plate. 3-1 to Kruk. And he walks. All right, so 3 walks in the same inning for Jason Schmidt. It would be fantastic to make him pay right now with a timely base hit from Charles Johnson. 2 outs, 2 on. Full count. And he walks. Oh, bases are loaded now for Ruben Rivera. Come on, buddy. 2-2. And he struck out for the 3rd time of the game. No. No. Alright, it is a 5-1 thing now. Bottom of the 6th, Ken Community is the next batter. 1-1. That's it weakly to left. Polonia gets in position, catches it for out number 1. Rico Rossi is next, no count to him. That's it to center. Rivera's there. The game kind of glitched a little bit. It looks like he dove but didn't dive, but he's out anyway. And now Jason Schmidt with 2 outs, full count to him. And he walks. Ooh, we walk the pitcher. Roger Cedeno now, runner on first, 2 outs, no count. Grounds it to first, and that's out number 3. Top of the 7th incoming. We're down 4 here in Atlanta. Jeff King leading off here against Jason Schmidt. 1-1. Grounds it to 3rd. And that's out number 1. Now we're going to go ahead and use a pinch hitter. We're going to go with Brett Barbary. All right, Barbary. 1 out, 1-0. Oh, that's going to be an infield single. Barbary beats the throw at first base, and we have a base runner with 1 out. Walt Weiss is next. Yeah, we're not exactly going with the power bats now, are we? Full count to Weiss. And he walks, all right, so we have 2 base runners now for Kent Herbeck. Now he has a little bit of pop in his bat. The Braves have had enough. They're bringing in Doug Linton as a reliever. 1 out, 2 runners on. Kent Herbeck is the batter. 2-2. Hits it to center. Roger Cedeno after it, all the way to the track, and he catches it for out number 2. So now we're going to need a base hit from Delino to Shields. 2-2. Struck out swinging. Oh, all right. Let's go with Ota. Ota can pitch a couple innings if needed. All right, Justice is the first one to face off against Katsumasa Ota. 1-2. Grounds it to short. He's thrown out at first for out number 1. Ryan Klesko is next with 1 out, 0-1. Grounds it to first, and he's out for out number 2. Ivy Lopez is next, 2 outs. Oh, that's going to be an infield single. Oh, no, it's not. Sorry, I misread the animation. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. He was thrown out at first on a weak grounder to short. Right, top of the 8th. We need 4 runs. Luis Polonia leading off against Doug Linton. 1-1. Grounds it to short. And he's thrown out for out number 1. John Kruk is next. 1-2 to Kruk. And he struck out swinging. That's not great. Charles Johnson now with 2 outs, 0-2. And he struck out swinging as well. Yikes. We are not going to win this game. It doesn't look like. Unless we have a small miracle in inning number 9. Vinny Castilla, first one to face off against Katsumasa Ota in the bottom of the 8th. 1-2 to Castilla. And he struck out looking. Dion Sanders now. No count. Hits it to center. Rivera's there. That's out number 2. Ken Community now with 2 outs. No count. Hits it to left. And he's out. All right. So my relief, for once, my relief was good, but my starting pitcher was not. So, all right, so that's do or die. Doug Linton is still on the mound, so he's going for the 3-inning save, I guess. Ruben Rivera is, oh no, it's not 3 innings. He's pitch. Yeah, okay. Rivera leading off, 2-2. Struck out for the 4th time today. Oh boy. I probably should have brought in a pinch hitter. Jeff King is next. He's 0 for 3. What do I want to do with that? Gonna bring Johnny Knott as a pinch hitter. No count to Johnny Knott. That's it to center, but Cedinho's there. That's out number 2, so we're down to our last out here. We're gonna go with Jody Reed. 1-0 to Jody Reed. That's it to left. Pretty easy for Dion Sanders, and that's the end of the game. We never quite were in this game, and we dropped it 5-1. They got a really good start from Jason Schmidt, and we just couldn't do anything. Edwin Hurtado pitched a complete game shutouts against the Cards. Good for him. Gonna go ahead and advance. Now we're gonna go ahead and save. I'm gonna check to see if there's been any kind of transactions that we're interested in. Not really. Alright, so we are about to play game number 2. So game number 1 didn't go quite as planned. So now we're gonna go ahead and be facing off against Bobby Witt. And we're gonna go with Hideo Nomo. So we have our ace on the mound, but he's dropped his last 2 decisions, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. Alright, I'm going to make a couple changes. I'm gonna give Curtis Pride another shot. Oh boy, who do I have leading off here? Let's do Ruben Rivera. Let's try Rivera. We don't really try him batting first. Alright, let's try it like this. Actually, let's play River in left, and Curtis Pride is better at center field than he is at left field. Ruben Rivera is decent either way, so let's try it like this. See if we can beat the Braves this time. Alright, Braves are going to go with Roger Cedeno leading off by playing center field. David Justice batting second in right field. Ryan Klesko, the first baseman, is batting third. Vinny Cassia, the shortstop, is batting fourth. Dion Sanders, the left fielder, is batting fifth. Ken Community at third base is batting sixth. Brian Deek, the catcher, is going to be batting seventh. And Rico Rossi playing second base and batting eighth. And of course, Bobby Witt batting last. Alright, hopefully we have a good one from Hideo Nomo in this one. Let's go Expos and play ball. Right, Ruben Rivera leading off against Bobby Witt. 1 and 2. And he struck out swinging. Just picking it up right where he left it, huh? Trying to give him a boost, be like, hey, you had a bad game, I still trust you, I'm gonna bat at you first, and that's how he tanks me. Alright, Jody Reed batting second now, 2 and 2. Grounds it to short. He's thrown out at first for out number 2. John Kruk now with 2 outs, 1 and 1. Grounds it to second, and he's thrown out for out number 3. Alright, so quick inning, and we're going into the bottom of the first here in Atlanta. Roger Cedeno facing off against Hideo Nomo. 1 and 2. Grounds it to first. Herbeck takes it himself, and that's out number 1. David Justice is next, 1 and 2 to him. Grounds it to second, and he's thrown out for out number 2. 2 outs now for Ryan Tesco, 2 and 2. And that's his gamely home run against us, and there it is, 1-0 for the Braves. 428 feet. Vinny Castilla is next, 2 outs, no count to him. And that's also out of here, that's a 2-0 lead for the Braves. Opposite field, home run, 388 feet, back-to-back home runs for the Braves, and just like that, we're down 2-0. Dion Sanders is next, no count to him. And that's a base hit down the line and right, that's going to be extra bases. Sanders ends up at second base with a stand-up double. The inning is still alive, the Braves, with a runner in scoring position for Ken Caminiti. There are 2 outs, full count to Caminiti. Struck out looking, that's the end of the inning, but the Braves did get 2 blasts back-to-back. It is now 2-0 for the Braves. Kent Herbeck leading off the second against Bobby Witt, 2 and 2. And he struck out looking. Charles Johnson is next, 1 and 2 to him. Grounds it to third. He's thrown out at first for out number 2. Jeff King now with 2 outs, no count. That's it to right. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Falls in front of David Justice. So the Expos are still alive in inning number 2 with a base hit from Jeff King. And now Curtis Pride is the next batter. 1 and 2. It's it to left. Dion Sanders after it. And he catches it at the track for out number 3. The Expos go down again without much of a whimper. It is 2-0 for the Braves. Bottom of the second, Brian Deek leads that off. 0-1 for him. Flies it to center. Curtis Pride is there. That's out number 1. Rico Rossi is next. 2 and 2. Struck out swinging. That's the second out. And now Bobby Witt with 2 outs. Full count. And he struck out as well. Alright, yeah, the Braves go down in order in inning number 2, top of the third incoming. We are down 2-0. Walt Weiss is going to be the leadoff batter in that inning. 3-1. And he walks. Alright, Hideo Nomo is the next batter. Runner on first, nobody out. And he bunts, of course. Alright, that's a sacrifice hit. So we have a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Ruben Rivera is the next batter. 2-1. And that's a base hit to center. He finally did not strike out. Alright, so now we have runners on first and third. And 1 out. We need a base hit from Jody Reed here. 1-0. That's it to center. That should be deep enough at least to score a run. Cedeno catches that near the track, and it is a 2-1 game. All right, we're still in this game. All right, John Kruk now with a runner on first, 2 outs, no count. Oh, the runner goes, and he's out. All right, that's the end of the inning. All right, bottom of the third. We're down 1. Roger Cedeno facing off against Hideo Nomo. 0-1. Tries to bunt, but he misses. Full count, and he walks. David Justice now, runner on first, nobody out, 2-1. Grounds it to short. We only get the lead runner out at second base, so that's a fielder's choice. Runner on first, 1 out for Ryan Klesko. 1-0. Hits it to center. Curtis Pride goes towards it, gets it for out number 2. All right, so the runner stays at first on the play. There's 2 outs for Vinny Castilla. 1-2. And he struck out swinging. Hideo Nomo getting out of trouble here, keeping us in the game. Now our offense needs to do something. John Kruk leading off the 4th inning here against Bobby Witt. No count. That's going to be a base hit to left. Right, opposite field single for John Kruk. So we have a runner on first and nobody out for Ken Turbeck. Full count, and he walks. Alright, so 2 on and nobody out. Charles Johnson is next. 1-2. And he struck out swinging. Jeff King is next. 3-1. And he walks. So the bases are loaded. 1 out for Curtis Pride. Come on, buddy. Full count. Oh, and he walks in a run. All right, my favorite type of run, the free one. All right, so the game is tied at 2. We still have bases loaded. Walt Weiss is the batter. There's 1 out. 0-1. Oh, that's a bad pitch. Another free run. It is now 3-2 for the Expos. And we still have 2 runners in scoring position. I think they're going to walk him. Yep. All right, so they walk Walt Weiss. The bases are loaded again. There's 1 out. And Hideo Nomo is the batter, though. 2-2. I'd rather he strikes out. That's fine. So Hideo Nomo strikes out. There's 2 outs now. The bases are still loaded. We need a base hit from Ruben Rivera here to really blow this thing up. 1-2. That's it to right, but I believe it's going to be cut by Justice. And it is. That's out number 3. We did pick up 2 runs, and we are now ahead 3-2 going into the bottom of the 4th. Dion Sanders facing off against Hideo Nomo. 1-2. Struck out swinging. Ken Community is next. 1-0. Flies it to left. Rivera's there. And he cut it, I think. Can't see because of the pole. That's out number 2. Brian Deek now with 2 outs. Full count. And he walks. 2 out walk for the Braves. Rico Rossi is next. 1-1. And he grounds it to second, and that's out number 3. Top of the 5th incoming, we are still up 1. Jody Reed leading off against Bobby Witt. 1-1. That's it to left, but pretty much right at Neon Dion. That's out number 1. John Kruk is next. 1-2. Grounds it to short. He's thrown out at first for out number 2. Ken Turbeck is next. 1-0. That's popped. Cassie is there, and he catches it for out number 3. Bottom of the 5th incoming, the Expos are still up 3-2 here in Atlanta. Bobby Witt leading off that inning. Full count. Struck out swinging. Roger Cedeno is next, 2-2. Struck out swinging. David Justice now, 2-2 to him. And he struck out as well. Alright. Nomo strikes out the side. We're going into the top of the 6th with Charles Johnson leading off against Bobby Witt. Full count. And he walks. Lead-off walk for the Expos. Let's make them pay for this. Jeff King is next. 0-1. Oh, and he bunts. That's a sacrifice hit. So Johnson ends up at second base. We have a runner in scoring position. and 1 out for Curtis Pride. No count, and they're just gonna walk him. Curtis Pride here being feared. Wall twice. 2 on, 1 out. No count. And that's a base hit to right. There you go. You wanted to face wise, that's what you get. However, nobody scores on the play, so the bases are loaded with 1 out, and we have Hideo Nomo at the plate. Full count, and he struck out swinging. Alright, so again, we're in a situation where we have the bases loaded with 2 outs and Ruben Rivera at the plate. We really need a base hit, buddy. Full count. A walk works. We'll take the free run. Alright, it's 4-2 for the Expos now. They walked in a run yet again. Bobby Witt is still on the mound despite walking 8 in this game. Jody Reed now, bases loaded, 2 outs, 1 and 2, and he struck out swinging. Right, we added 1 run to our lead. I was hoping for a little bit more. It is 4-2 for the Expos. Ryan Klesko leading off the bottom of the 6th for the Braves. No count. Grounds it to second, and he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Vinny Castilla is next, 2 and 2 to him, and he struck out looking. Dion Sanders now with 2 outs, no count to him. That's going to be a base hit. Alright, so no throw on the play, and Dion Sanders gets an infield single with 2 outs. That brings up Ken Caminiti, no count to him. And Sanders goes, and that's a stolen base. So the Braves have a runner in scoring position now. 2 outs, 2 and 2 to Caminiti, and he struck out swinging. That was the 10th strikeout of the game for Hideo Nomo. He's having a pretty good game. He had a little bit of a rough first inning, but he's been pretty good since, I would say. Alright, the Braves are bringing in a reliever. Armando Reynoso is on the mound, facing off against John Kruk first. Top of the 7th, we're up 2 here in Atlanta. Full count on Kruk. Grounds it to second, and he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Kent Herbeck is next, 1 and 1. That's it to center, and Cedeno with the sliding catch, and that's out number 2. Now Charles Johnson, 1 and 1. That's a base hit to center. All right. So Johnson with the 2-out base hit. Jeff King is the next batter. Running on first, 2 outs, 0 and 1. Oh, that's popped, and that's cut by Klesko for out number 3. Sorry, that's the end of the inning. Bottom of the 7th, Brian Deek here facing off against Hideo Nomo. I think Nomo is good for 1 more inning. 1 and 2. All right, that's it. Weekly. Jody Reed goes after it catches it for out number 1. Rico Rossi is next, 2 and 2 to him. Alright, that's it to center. Curtis Pride is there, catches it for out number 2. Now, pinch hitter Mike Kelly is going to come in as a pinch hitter, 2 and 2. Alright, that's it to right. John Kruk after it, catches it for out number 3. Alright, top of the 8th. Nate Minchie is on the mound for the Braves. Curtis Pride leading off the 8th for us. No count to Pride. Grounds it to first, and he's out for out number 1. Walt Weiss is next, 2 and 2. Grounds it to the pitcher, and he's thrown out at first for out number 2. Alright, no more. Yeah, I think I have to pull him. 116 pitches. Let's go to our relievers, who hopefully won't drop the ball. Gonna bring Brett Barbary as a pinch hitter. One and one to Barbary. Grounds it to second, and he's thrown out at first for out number 3. Nothing to show for the Expos in the top of the 8th. We're going into the bottom of the 8th. I'm gonna try Gabe White. There's lefties coming. I hope I don't regret it. Alright, Roger Cedeno, first one to face off against Gabe White in the bottom of the 8th, 1 and 1. Grounds it to third. He's thrown out at first for out number 1. David Justice is next. No count to him. That's it to left. Rivera after it. And he catches it for out number 2. Now Klesko with 2 outs, 0 and 1. Grounds it to first. That's out number 3. All right. Great inning by Gabe White. He got the Braves down 1-2-3. Going into the top of the 9th. Minchie is on the mound for the Braves. Ruben Rivera leading off this inning for us. 2 and 0. It's a 2 left, and that's cut by Dion Sanders for out number 1. Jody Reed is next, 3 and 1 to him. That's it to the opposite field, all the way near the track, and that's cut by David Justice for out number 2. All right, so now with 2 outs, John Kruk is the batter, 1 and 1. Grounds it down the line in right, all the way to the fence. That's going to be extra bases for John Kruk. Slides at second base with a double. Alright, so a 2-out double for John Kruk and the Expos. And now we have Kenterbeck. 2 and 0. Oh, that's a bad pitch. John Kruk ends up at third base on the play. 3 and 0. And Kenterbeck walks on 4 pitches. Alright, so runners on extremities, 2 outs for Charles Johnson, 1 and 2, and he struck out swinging. Alright, the Expos have a 2-run lead going into the bottom of the 9th. We are going to bring up our closer, Tom Gordon. Alright, facing off against Vinny Castilla first, 1 and 2. Ooh, that's it to right. And that's out of here. Alright, it is 4-3 for the Braves now. So a solo blast to center right, a 408 feet blast. So it's a 1-run game now. Dion Sanders is next, 2 and 2. Struck out looking. Alright, that's good. Ken Caminiti is next. 2 and 1. That's a base hit to right. Yikes. Alright, so runner on first. 1 out for Wally Joyner, who's coming in as a pinch hitter. 1 and 0. Grounds it to short. That's a double play. That's the end of the game. The Expos hold on, and it is a 4-3 victory today. Alright. Wasn't easy, but we did win game number 2, so we had a pretty good start from Hideo Nomo. Started a little shaky in inning number 1, but then he was fantastic after that. Gave up back-to-back home runs. I was a little worried, but he really settled down after that. So, alright, let's advance one day. Nothing has happened. Go ahead and save. Let's take a look here. Nothing here either. Well, nothing to report. Well, we'll just move on. Ooh, that's going to be a tough game. All right, so next game, the third and final game of this 3-game series. We're going to be facing off against John Smoltz, so not going to be easy there. Brett Tomko is going to be on the mound for us. He's turned things around, Tomko, and has been pretty decent in his last few starts. But yeah, John Smoltz is a premium pitcher, not going to be easy to face off against. So let's see if we can win. I'm going to try to have my best lineup against Smoltz. I need all the power or all the greatness I can muster. Braves are going to go with Dion Sanders batting first, playing left field. Armando Rios is going to be the second batter, playing center field. Ryan Klesko, the first baseman, batting third. Ivy Lopez, the catcher, batting fourth. Kevin Gryjak is going to be playing right field. He's batting fifth. Ken Caminiti, the third baseman, is batting sixth. Rico Rossi, the shortstop, batting seventh. And Mike Pagliarulo, the second baseman, is going to be batting eighth. Oh, they're not going with John Smoltz. They're going with Yogi Pacheco on the mound after all. Not exactly the same type of quality of pitcher there. And they have a lot of subs. Like Vinny Castillo is not playing. David Justice is not playing. Roger Cedeno is not playing. Well, that's up to us to do something. Go Expos and play ball. Alright, game 3 of 3 of this 3-game series. Alright, that's an afternoon game here in Atlanta. Delino the Shields leading off for the game, and the game is now underway. 1-1. Oh, he tried to bunt himself on, but he missed. 1-2. That's it to right, and I think that's a home run. Yeah, lead-off home run for the Delino the Shields. There you go. 1-0 for the Expos. Luis Polonia is now the next batter. 1-2. Grounds it to third. The throw to first is good. That's out number 1. John Kruk is next with 1 out. Full count. Oh, that's popped. That's going to be cut by... That's Rico Rossi. Yep. Yeah, they move people around. I'm a little confused about who's playing where now. Ken Turbeck now with 2 outs. 0-1. That's it poorly. That's going to be cut by Pagliarulo. And that's out number 3. The Expos, however, do get on the board thanks to a solo blast by Delino the Shields. And it is now a 1-0 game. Going into the bottom of the first, Dion Sanders leads off here against Brett Tomko. 1-1. Come on, Brett. You have a good one in the system today. And that's a base hit to left to get things started for the Braves. All right, so a leadoff single for Neon Dion or Prime Time. He had a few nicknames. Armando Rios is the next batter. 3-1. And he walks. Not a great start for Brett Tomko. So 2 on, nobody out for Ryan Klesko. 1-1. Grounds it to short. That's an infield single. The bases are loaded with nobody out for the Braves. Ouch. Ivy Lopez is next. 1-2. Oh, that's a strikeout. That's a big one because now a double play is possible. Kevin Gryjak is the next batter. 1 out, bases loaded. 0-2. That's it to left. That's a base hit. That's going to fall in front of Luis Polonia. Only 1 run scores still, so it is a tie game. It is 1-1, but the bases are still loaded with only 1 out. Ken Caminiti is the next batter. No count. It's it weakly to center. Is it going to be deep enough? I hope not. Rivera with the throw. The runner goes. Did we get him? Oh, we did. All right. Unorthodox double play for the Expos. The Braves do tie the game, but considering that they had the bases loaded with nobody out, that's a pretty good result. Right, Ruben Rivera is leading off the top of the second for us. Tied game here at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Must be a nice... It is June, the end of June, so it must be a pretty nice day over there in the afternoon. No count. And that's a liner that's cut by Klesko. That's out number 1. Charles Johnson is next. 1-1. That's it to right. Gryjack after it, and he catches it for out number 2. Jeff King is the next batter. 1-1. Oh, that's going to be an infield single, I think. Yep. Jeff King beats the throw, and it is a single. 2 outs, 1 on for Walt Wise. 1-0. And that's a liner that's cut by Pagliarulo at second base, and that is out number 3. Still a tied game here, bottom of the second. Rico Rossi leads off for the Braves, 2-2. Grounds it to short. He's thrown out at first for out number 1. Mike Pagliarulo is next, 0-1. That's it to left, right at Polonia, and that's out number 2. Alright, Yogi Pacheco is the next batter. Full count. And he walks. Jesus, we just walked the pitcher. Dion Sanders now, runner on first, 2 outs, 2-1. That's grounded to second. He's thrown out at first for out number 3. Still a tie game here in Atlanta, top of the third incoming. Brett Tomko leading off, 0-1. That's it to center. Rios is there, and that's out number 1. Delino De Shields is next, 2-2. And that's going to be a base hit to left, extra bases all the way to the fence. That's a double for the Shields. So the Shields has a home run and a double so far in this game. So with 1 out, we have a runner in scoring position for Luis Polonia. 1-0. That's it weakly to short. He's thrown out at first for out number 2. The Shields makes it to third base on the play. John Kruk is next. Full count. And he walks. So runners on first and third. 2 outs for Kent Urbeck. We need a base hit here, buddy. Come on, you can do it. No count. Oh, that's more than a base hit. That's a home run. 3-run blast for Kent Urbeck. That was 422 feet. Kent Urbeck still's got it. It is a 4-1 Expos lead. Ruben Rivera is next. 2-1, 2 outs. Ooh, that's it really well to the fence. In center right, that's extra bases. Rivera goes all the way towards third base, and that's a triple. 2-out triple for Ruben Rivera. We are already ahead 4-1. Charles Johnson is next. No count. That's it to right, and that's going to fall in front of Gryjack, and that's another run added. It is now 5-1 for the Expos. Runner on first, 2 outs. Jeff King is next, 2-1. And he flies out to right for out number 3. The Expos add 4 runs to their ledger. They now have a 5-1 lead over the Braves. Bottom of the third, Armando Rios leads off for the Braves against Brett Tomko. No count. That's it to right. John Kruk towards it. He catches it for out number 1. Ryan Klesko is next. No count to him. Grounds it to the second baseman, and he dives for the ball but cannot convert. It is an infield single for Klesko. So runner on first, 1 out for Ivy Lopez. 0-1. Grounds it to third. We get the lead runner at second base only. That's a fielder's choice. There's 2 outs. Runner on first for Kevin Gryjak, 1-0. Grounds it to third. Jeff King goes to second with it. That's out number 3. And we are going into the top of the 4th with a 4-run lead. Walt Wise, first one to bat here, 2-2 to him. Grounds it to second, and he's thrown out for out number 1. Brett Tomko is next, 0-1. Grounds it down the line in right. That's going to be extra bases for my pitcher there, all the way to the fence. Brett Tomko with a double, opposite field double nonetheless. Wow. All right, the Braves have had enough. They're bringing in Kelly Downs as a reliever. All right, so runner in scoring position, 1 out, 1-2 to the Shields. That's a liner to short, and that's caught by Rossi for out number 2. Now Luis Polonia with 2 outs, runner in scoring position, 0-2. Grounds it to short, and he's thrown out at first for out number 3. No run for the Expos in inning number 4. Going into the bottom of the inning, Ken Caminiti leads off against Brett Tomko. No count. Grounds it to second, and he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Rico Rossi is next, 1-0. Grounds it to second, and he's thrown out at first for out number 2. 2 quick outs. Now Mike Pagliarulo is next, 1-1. Grounds it to second as well, and that's out number 3. Quick 1-2-3 inning, and the Expos are back to bat, top of the 5th. Kelly Downs still on the mound for the Braves. John Kruk is the batter, 2-1. Grounds it to short, and he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Kent Urbeck is next. Full count to Urbeck. And he walks. Alright, so a one out walk for the Expos. Ruben Rivera is the next batter. No count. That's a bad pitch. Runner makes it to second base on the play. 2-1. Rivera, oh, that's it really well. Opposite field all the way to the fence. That's going to score a run. Rivera stops at second base with a double. So he has a triple and a double in this game. All right, so 6-1 for the Expos on the play because the run scored. Runner in scoring position. 1 out for Charles Johnson. 0-2. Struck out swinging. Jeff King is the next batter. That's it to right. Oh, that's above Kevin Gryjak's head. That's going to be extra bases for Jeff King. That's also an RBI. It is 7-1 for the Expos with a double for Jeff King. Walt Weiss is next, 0-1. And he gets drilled. I guess Kelly Downs is upset at his defense. So he takes it out on us. Brett Tomko is the next batter. 2 on, 2 outs. 2-2. And he struck out swinging. No double for him this time. The Expos add 2 more runs to their lead. Expos are up 7-1 going into the bottom of the 5th. Kelly Downs leads off that inning. They're going to keep him in the game. No count. Grounds it to second, and he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Dion Sanders is next. Full count. Grounds it to second. He's thrown out at first for out number 2. And Armando Rios is next. 0-1. Oh, that one is it fairly well to right. John Kruk is there at near the track, and he catches it for out number 3. All right. Top of the 6th. We're still up 6. The line with the Shields leads off the inning. 3-1 to him. And he walks. And so a leadoff walk for the Expos. Luis Polonia is next. 1-0 to him. Grounds it too short. And they get the lead runner at second base. Polonia safe at first. There's one out now for John Kruk. 0-2. That's it to right for a base hit. Alright, so 2 on, 1 out. Armando Reynoso is now the pitcher. Kent Herbeck is now the batter. 0-1. That's a bad pitch. Both runners advance, so now we have 2 runners in scoring position. 1 out for Herbeck. 1-1 to him. That's it weakly to center. Rios gets it for out number 2. The runner advances and scores. It is 8-1. The other runner makes it to third base on the play. 2 outs. Runner on third for Ruben Rivera. 1-2. And he struck out swinging. Alright, so we have a 7-run lead here going into the bottom of the 6th. Ryan Klesko is now the batter for the Braves. 1-2. And he struck out swinging. Avi Lopez is next. Full count. And he walks. 1 out walk for the Braves. Kevin Gryjak is next. 1-2. Grounds it to first. And they get the runner out at second base. But the runner is safe at first. So fielder's choice, 2 outs, runner on first. Ken Caminiti is the batter. 2-1 to him. That's it. Weakly, but it falls in left. It was in between everybody. So the Braves are still alive. 2 on, 2 outs for Rico Rossi. 2-0. That's a liner to third. That's the end of the inning. All right. Going into the top of the 7th, the Expos have a 8-1 lead over the Braves. Charles Johnson is batting next. 0-2 to him. That's it to right, and that's going to be a base hit. All right. So opposite field single for Charles Johnson. Jeff King is next. No count. Oh, they tried to get Johnson at first, but they didn't get him. 1-1. Now to King. It's it weakly to center. Rios is there. Catches it for out number 1. Wall twice now. Runner on first, 1 out. No count. The runner goes. And he's safe. So Charles Johnson gets his first stolen base of the season. Runner in scoring position, 1 out. The Braves manager is probably pissed that we stole with a 7-run lead. Alright, so that's popped. And that's cut there by Rossi for out number 2. Brett Tomko's gonna bat still. 2 outs, runner in scoring position. Full count. And he struck out swinging. Alright. Bottom of the 7th incoming. Mike Pagliarulo leading off against Brett Tomko. Two and 0. Grounds it to second. He's thrown out at first for out number 1. Vinny Castilla is next. 1-1. Opposite field single. And that's a base hit for Castilla. Dion Sanders is the next batter. Runner on first, 1 out. 1-1. And he flies out to center for out number 2. Armando Rios is the next batter. 2 outs, runner on first, no count, and that's a base hit to right. Alright, so the Braves are still alive in inning number 7. They have 2 on, 2 outs, and Ryan Klesko is the batter. No count. That's a base hit to left. Oh, I might have to replace Tomko soon. Alright, and that scores a run. It is now 8-2 for the Expos over the Braves. Avi Lopez now 2 on, 2 outs. No count to Lopez. That's it to short. We go the short route to second base. That's out number 3. Braves get a run back. We're still up 6. It is 8-2 for the Expos going into the top of the 8. Doug Linton is now on the mound for the Braves. Delino De Shields is leading off the 8 for us, 0-1. That's it to right. Jack is there, and that's out number 1. Luis Polonia now, he's 0 for 4 in this game. No count to Polonia. Grounds it to second. He's thrown out at first for out number 2. John Kruk now. 0-2 to him. Struck out swinging. Alright, that's it for the Expos in inning number 8. We are going into the bottom of the 8th. Kevin Gryjak leading off. I'm gonna try to continue with Brett Tomko since we have a comfortable lead. He's not even at 100 pitches yet. Well, he's pretty close. He's at 98, but that's still not 100. Full count to Gryjak. That's popped. The Shields is there. Catches it for out number 1. Ken Community is next, 1-0. That's popped. Walt Twice is there, that's out number 2. Rico Rossi now with 2 outs, 0-1. That's it to left. And that's cut by Polonia for out number 3, alright. Doug Linton is still on the mound for the Braves. Kent Herbeck is the batter for us. 2-1. Grounds it to second. And he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Ruben Rivera is next, 1-2. And he struck out swinging. Charles Johnson now with 2 outs, no count. Grounds it to second. And he's thrown out at first for out number 3. Alright, we are going into the bottom of the 9th. And I think I'm going to bring in a reliever to finish the game. Let's do Rich Monteleone. Alright, Monteleone on the mound for us. Mike Pagliarulo, the batter. Bottom of the 9th, the Expos are up 6. 1-2 to Pagliarulo. It's it weekly. Walt Twice is there. That's out number 1. Pinch hitter for the Braves. David Justice is the batter with 1 out. 1-1. He pops it foul. Charles Johnson is there. And he got it for out number 2. Braves are down to their last out. Dion Sanders facing off against Rich Monteleone. 2-2. That's it to center. Rivera's there, and he catches it for out number 3. The Expos with a nice 8-2 win. So the Expos dropped the first game of the series, but they came back and won the last 2. So technically, we gain 1 game on the Braves with that series. All right. Let's go ahead and advance 1 more day. Ooh, John O'Rood in Toronto is hurt longer. So he's going to miss an extra week with intercostal strain. Yeah, O'Rood had an awesome season last season. Maybe a little bit tame this season. Compared to last year, but now of course he's been hurt as well, so. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and save the game. Let's take a look here. Nothing happened there either. Alright, so we are 4.5 games behind the Braves now. And we have a 4-game series against the Marlins that are incoming. So we'll see what happens with that. Depending on when I do this next, I might only do 2 games, 2 streams of 2 games, or I might do all 4. It depends whenever that falls in my schedule, but that's where we're standing at the moment. So yeah, still within reach. we might be able to do this. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and stop here for today. So as usual, I do want to thank you for tuning in, and if you're catching this on YouTube later and that you like the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And until I roll this game again, I'll see you folks next time. Thank you.